Hey guys, in this video we're gonna be doing a tutorial on the song Happier by Marshmello. Pretty cool song, starts with just piano, so check it out. In this channel, we regularly do song tutorials and videos with tips and techniques to get you guys to learn music the fastest and the easiest way possible. So if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Let's jump into a close-up of the piano so we can get started. Happier by Marshmello, cool song, starts with just piano, which I think is fairly cool when you're playing in a band because you have a little bit of a spotlight. Let's talk about the first four chords. You should play this by themselves, make sure that you can play them. D minor is the first one, D, F, A. So D, F, A. I will play all of these with fingers 1, 3, and 5, and you are going to be moving them. So we need D, F, A. Then I will play C, E, G, which is a C major chord. C, E, G, then F, A, C. And then I will practice playing B flat major, which is B flat, D, F. For the D flat, especially people that are starting out, do a couple of things. One, try to move your hand a little bit on the inside of the piano. Not too much, but you just want not to have your thumb almost like dangling. So if you move it a little bit in, it's a little bit easier. I think if you see me play this, you can see how my hand is going in and out depending on if I'm doing chords that start with a black note. So D flat major. Now, if you have never played this chord and it's a little bit challenging, I would suggest just working on chords for a little bit because the song has a good amount of like just changing chords. So if they're hard by itself, it's going to be even harder if you have passing notes and things. So let me go ahead and start it. You're going to start it with half note with a dot. So that's 3 counts for the D minor. So 1, 2, 3, then 4, 1. And I will practice just that jump. So we're doing D minor, 2, 3. On the 4th beat, play a C major, and then immediately after an F major. So that sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And now a cool thing about this is that you're gonna play the chord one note at a time right after you say 3. So when we play the F major, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. And then we have the next chord. So I would say section 1, try to practice that just with your right hand and probably counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And of course, keep in mind you can always slow down the tutorial and at the same time press pause. So when I'm talking about sections, I would pause the tutorial, practice that 2, 3, 5 minutes. Then once your hands are reacting good, come back for the next part. So actually, let's do the next part. As soon as you do F, A, C, you're gonna jump to a B flat major. And now this B flat major is good to do with fingers 1, 2, and 4 because you're gonna be playing the A on the top. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, then A, and chord again. And then we have a passing C major. So if I play the second section, it will be B flat major, the A on the top, B flat major again, and then C, E, G. So that will be the second part. And again, I guess counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I do believe a lot of tutorials, they just show you the things and they don't give you steps. And I think without that, it's very, very hard to, especially if you don't have a lot of practice time and mileage, it's hard for you to just put it together by yourself. You understand what you're trying to play, but the point is being successful at playing it. So let me play slowly with drums. Let's slow down a little bit more. And by the way, these drums don't really reflect the song, but I'm using a different setup today. So it's gonna be like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Couple of tips. I would definitely play the A with your pinky and try to go to the B flat major. And I would say if you're playing this and you're making somewhat of mistakes, don't worry too much. Sometimes when you're playing chords for the first time, it is normal to almost hit other things. The point is try to go to the next thing. Let me show you the left. On left, probably let me check on fingerings. I will probably start with finger 4 on D. Let me play it first so you guys have an idea how it sounds. It's gonna be D, 2, 3, then E, F, 2, 3, A, B flat, 2, 3, B flat, 2, 3, C. And then you have a couple of options, almost taking that finger and moving it back to D. So this is, it's not, I guess, like an easy pattern because you have more than the notes that you probably have your fingers that you can put comfortably on. You have a couple of choices. I think you can practice this in one shot. That's both sections 1 and 2, but with the left hand. So let me go ahead and play the left hand by itself. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Now, depending on your age, you may have a couple of options, so how to play that. But for this one, it's important to count because you have notes that cover 3 beats, 1, 2, 3, and then you're gonna go 1 count for one more 3 counts, then another count in 4, 1, 2, 3, and then so on. Now let me go ahead and play it with 2 hands. With 2 hands, it's a little bit challenging. There's a couple of notes that go right before or right after, but let me play it super slow, counting. So it's gonna be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the section. I would definitely recommend practicing really slowly, and probably, if you can, count out loud so the notes that are supposed to go on the 4th beat come in the right time. So again, super slow, and this time with drums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get these songs, people that play these things in recordings don't necessarily play every single time the same. So pretty much what we're giving you there, it's a way of playing the song that is going to sound like it. There's a little bit of changes when they're playing it in the recording, but I think that makes sense for the first part. Now let's go to the second part. The second part, you're playing chords and you're playing them in 8th note, and it's gonna 8th notes, and it's gonna sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the song, the left hand doesn't really change, it's the same as before. But on the right hand, we're actually playing chords, and you're doing, let me just do the right hand, it's gonna be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you're counting either on 8s or 1 and 2 and, on the beat 4, you're gonna do the 2 C's, then F's 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a cool part. Let me actually play it one more time slowly, or even a little bit slower. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now fingerings, we do suggest using 1, 3, and 5. Those fingers are like stronger, a little bit more coordinated. But for the B flat, probably 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4, depending on your age. So second part, I don't think is that intense. I would say if you never played chords, check our video on playing chords, because chords is not something that you're gonna get ready in an hour. You do have to start practicing them almost by themselves, so you can use them in a song like this. The last part that we have is the chorus, and the chorus is a pretty interesting, I guess, melody built upon mainly an F major chord. So you're gonna be doing, and is that repeated several times. If you see it written out, it's a little bit more challenging because the rhythms are not, they're a little bit syncopated, they're not quarter notes. But at the same time, I don't think it's particularly hard. But that slowly with metronome, so you have the reference, is gonna be. Now there you can see that one thing that I'm doing is I'm starting with 1, playing the majority of the section, and then probably replacing that finger 1 with 3, so I can do the ending F, 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 E, C. Because don't really need the C until like the very end. So it's a lot of F, 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 G, A, and you're gonna need the pinky here for C, but then at some point you have to switch so you can cover. You never wanna do and use one same finger. So there's more than one option. You can probably do 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. But that I will leave it probably up to you and depending on your age. Now that part I think is pretty cool, a little bit challenging to play with two hands, but if you play with two hands, the left continues the same as before. So it would sound like this, and you actually, the left goes before. So has an extra C there as a passing note. So if I do it with drums, a thing that happens with patterns like this is that there's a little bit of a zigzag. So you're going like left, right, 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 left. So there's a little bit of like notes almost like from the left and from the right hand, really close to one another but not together. So that concludes the tutorial. We hope it was easy to follow along. If you guys have any suggestions of songs that you would like to see us cover, please leave us a comment, and we hope to see you guys very, very soon. Take care.